Guten Tag. Wie geht's Ihnen, y'all? I hope everybody's doing well out there today. Welcome to Preparedness. We got us another video here. I know we had all the protests here a couple months ago. We still got stuff going on. I try to stay away from the political stuff as much as I can. I try to focus on preparedness, but every now and then, you know, we'll delve into different things, right? Well, now you've got the NFAC that's coming out to different locations, and I'm not going to speak about what they are or what they do, because frankly I haven't checked them out, okay? But you've got them on one side, and then you've got other guys on the other, and I'll leave it at that. All right. This could get real bad real quick. Okay. You know, we've been hearing YouTube and different other media sources, civil war, civil war, civil war, and it could get pretty bad. Okay. I don't know that I can say that yes, we're going to be in a civil war. Okay, I'm not saying it's not possible. My opinion, it would take a lot. Okay, it would take a lot. The two different bodies of people that they are talking about being on both sides, on either side of this civil war, I think make up a rather small percentage of the population. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to pick my words carefully. Just like after Trump was elected, the protests that we saw, like in Berkeley, when they were keeping people from speaking there, yeah, it caught news headlines, and yeah, everybody gave their 2 cents about it. At the end of the day, it was an extremely small percentage of the population that took it to that point, and I think there was other things involved. We're not going to break out the tin hat quite yet, so I'll just leave it at that. So as far as an all-out civil war, it would be tough, but we, being preparedness-minded people, you know, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So should a civil war open up, what's going to be the best course of action? And that is a good question. During the Civil War, back, you know, Abraham Lincoln, 1800s, all that other good stuff, people still had jobs to do, you know. In fact, it ramps up because during war, you need that extra production, you know. So Civil War, I don't see one of those time to bug out kind of things unless you're on the front lines. But with this, where are the front lines? This is not North versus South. So yeah, it's going to be kind of tough. Picking the words carefully. Yeah, I personally, I just can't see it, guys. If you guys do, educate me, comments down below. I just don't see a large portion of the country engaging in it. I just don't. Could you get a large enough force on both sides that they have skirmishes at different areas? Yeah, that I can kind of see. It would kind of be gang warfare on steroids, right? You got the blue and the gray. We'll use the blue and the gray again. That way we don't. But yeah, you got the blue hunting out the gray. They find out where a bunch of grays are, and the blues move in and shoot them up, right? And vice versa. I can see something like that. Police would be ineffective to stop something like that if you're talking about a larger group of people. And when I say larger group, I mean a few dozen. I mean, just think about on Main Street, wherever you live, the closest town if you're out in the sticks, you've got 3 or 4 dozen on one side of the road, and you got 3 or 4 dozen on the other side of the road. Now, that's not even 100 people total, right? I mean, it's close with the 4 dozen each. But yeah, there can be a lot of damage done, okay? And what's going to happen when the local police department that has 30 people, 30 police officers, law enforcement officers, when they show up, what are they going to do when there's 60, 70, 80, 90 combatants out there? You guys that have watched the channel know that I am an ex-police officer. I had an uncle and an aunt that were law enforcement officers. And I remember when I was going through the academy, they were kind of talking to me a little bit. And they were kind of, my uncle's saying that I heard him say quite a few times over the years there we go. I would rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Okay. So I would rather get in trouble and get arrested for something than die. Okay, that's what that means. I'm sure most of you guys were smart enough to figure that one out. So you got your 30 law enforcement officers show up to shut this thing down. They're going to be massively outnumbered. And those police officers are going to have a decision to make. Do they jump into the fray to try to calm everything down? Or are they going to pull back and wait for the fire to die down a little bit before they go in, right? So yeah, I don't see law enforcement jumping right into something like that. I see them monitoring it until it becomes a point where they can. And a lot of people don't really understand that. Well, that's the police's job. Yeah, it is. But they're people just like you and I. Okay? It's the equivalent, you're a big tough guy, right? You right there, and you got your AR and your pistole and your combat knife all tacticaled out, and all of a sudden you roll up on 6 guys that are fighting it out with their ARs and their pistols, and you're going to go in there and calm things down. No, you're not. No, you're going to get shot. But anyway, I don't see the full-blown civil war. I do definitely see the skirmishes, and that I can see as something that would last. That would have the ability to last a while. If you're talking about the large scale kind of gang warfare, move in quick, hit them and leave. Yeah, that could go back and forth for a long time. Excuse me. It's not Corona, believe me. I'm good. Hold on, we got traffic. Come on, peoples. They don't want to sit here and look at me, look at you. Come on. Okay. All right, refocusing. Okay. So, now I can see how something like that could last quite a while, and I don't care. Police departments, federal, they're going to issue for anybody, blah, 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 blah. Because when you start getting into that war period, and I am not ex-military, I have never been in a war, okay? This is just for, so this is not from personal experience. This is just for me talking to people and things like that. But I can see it growing, okay? Because, hey, they hit us the other night and shot up 8 of our guys. We gotta go get them. Go get some recruits. Didn't you say your cousin was thinking about it? And then it just kind of spreads out to buddies, cousins, brothers, everything like that. I am from down south a piece. Okay, I am not a native Buckeye. Okay. I am from West Virginia. Yeah, I'm a hillbilly. Y'all know that. I've said it many times. Yeah, y'all have heard of Hatfields and McCoys. Okay. Yeah, that feud, okay, that went on for years and years and years. Okay. There is still some bitterness to this day. Now, I'm not saying every single Hatfield today hates every single McCoy. No, I'm not saying that. But like with anything, you still have those ones that hold on to that stuff. But what I'm trying to say is, if you've got that gang war type fighting, I'll get it out here in a minute, it can linger for a long time. The blues are going to be looking for the grays, and what do predators do in the wild? Okay, when you've got wolf, big cats, things like that, things, they eat meat, so if they don't kill and eat, they die, right? They don't go after the middle of the herd. They look for the weak ones off to the side, or singles and stuff like that, and that's what they go after. So that's what you're going to see a lot of. You're going to see those retribution hits, the old roaring 20s with the mob, right? I think you're going to kind of see that kind of stuff. But anyway, I pray that none of that happens, but unfortunately, with things happening right now, it's only going to take one person to lose their cool. The legend is the American Revolution was started by the shot heard around the world, right? 70 or 80 colonialists facing off against, a couple hundred redcoats. I can't recall the number, forgive me, history buffs out there. And there's debate on who fired the first shot, but in the end, it doesn't matter. Back in during the Vietnam War, Kent State. Nobody knows, well, somebody knows. Nobody can say who fired the shot that started the volley that dropped a bunch of college kids. So, when you've got these two forces facing off that don't like each other, all it's going to take is one guy pulling that trigger, man. And you're going to see an exchange. And after you see that exchange, that's when they're going to be putting out all the laws. We got to ban the assault rifles again and all that. So be prepared for that. And if we want to throw on the tinfoil hat real quick, that's what they want, right? That's what they are wanting. They are wanting to disarm us. But yeah, with these little confrontations of the blues and the grays, yeah, it's not going to take much, guys. It's just going to take one person deciding that's it, and it's going to be on. and then you're going to see it spring up throughout the country, and it's I could see it lasting a while. I'm not talking about disruption of services. I'm not talking about a bug out scenario, but you are going to see there's always casualties in war, right? And that's what these guys are going to be looking at it as war. So you're gonna see innocent people caught in it, and the police, as they stand right now, aren't going to have much of a chance. That might be where you see a new federal police, and we gotta arm the police so that they can do this and do that. And now you're talking about a police state. So I'll wrap it up, because I could keep going, and you guys know that. So I'm gonna wrap it up, let you go. But as far as civil war, I don't see it, the way it was back in the old 1860s, North versus South. There's just not enough of the think about it like this. The vast majority of the population, what do they care about? Football game and Facebook, right? That's the only thing they care about. So for the vast majority of the United States to care enough to join in a civil war, it's just, and you guys know as well as I do, and I love my football. Y'all know that watch the channel. Yeah, they don't care, and if it's not on Facebook, it doesn't exist, right? So anyway, yeah, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Always like to hear from you guys. So with that, talk to y'all after a while.